All right, good evening and welcome everybody to the Village of Webberville regular council meeting. Today is September 22nd, 2025. We'll start, get a call to order here with a roll call.
McEwen?
Here.
Stanfield?
Here.
Shelburne?
Here.
Walters absent. Schulte?
Here. We've got a quorum. Everybody please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Is there an approval for the agenda this evening?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda. Second.
Seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. We'll now move into public comment at 6:01. If there's anybody from the public with comments? Yes, sir.
Getting back to your August 12th meeting, have you had a chance to sit down with the attorney so that he could explain exactly why that was an illegal closed session? Have you had a chance to watch the video of that so that you could see that there was no motion made to go into a closed session? And perhaps the attorney could explain to you that possible lawsuits is not a reason legally to go into closed session. The wording in the law is specific pending litigation, which at the time, the attorney said there is none. Yet, y'all went into a closed session anyway. I'd like to know what was said in that closed session and who said it and what all was discussed for 21 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Okay. Seeing none, so we'll close public comment at 6:02. At this time, I have no comments, so brings us to the consent agenda, which has the minutes of the council meeting from September 9th, accounts payable, revenue to expenditure report, and the balance sheet. Any questions on any of those items? Is there an approval for the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda. Second.
Seconded, roll call, please.
McEwen?
Yes.
Stanfield?
Yes.
Shelburne?
Yes.
Walters absent. Schulte?
Yes. Okay, it brings us to our reports. There is no attorney report this evening. Engineer reports. Bruce.
I'll just report that we're targeting October 6th for our bid advertisement date for the Main Street projects.
You said that was October 6th?
Yeah.
Is that done virtually or is that held here?
What we'll do is we'll advertise in the News and Views, we'll post on the front door out here, the advertisement, and then any contractors that we want to make aware of, specifically aware of it. Ryan had a list of 5 or 6 contractors he wanted to make aware.
Okay.
And I'll send the plans to a couple of local bid rooms that the contractors check for upcoming projects,
Perfect.
or plan rooms, I guess they're called.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
Any questions for Bruce? So move on. Any advocate reports?
I'd just like to say that the conference that I went to, I really enjoyed it. They tied it in with the Art Fest in Grand Rapids. They talked about the murals and having the murals on the wall. It should be incorporated with either your village or city. It was really nice they mentioned the villages because that was one of the suggestions that I had mentioned because I usually just say cities and I said, you know, it'd be nice if you said villages too. And I just mentioned to Josh that while I was sitting there, it was like a light bulb went off because we've been talking, Josh has been talking about getting a possible mural. And it was like I said, it'd be really nice if we could do like farming, because Webberville is known for farming. And like have a farmhouse and a tractor, and Sam and I spoke about this morning too, and maybe have a family in the background. And Hart did a beautiful performance because they're trying to win an award. They had the Tin Man with the heart, and they did like a dance and a singing up on the stage. It was really cute. And I spoke to quite a few people, and, you know, I just talked about some of the things that I really love about our village and how nice it is that neighbors look out after each other's kids, and still here in our village, we can borrow a cup of sugar or a cup of milk. And I actually had a council member go, you can do that? And I said, absolutely we can. And she was just in awe that in our village, and somewhere a village, that you can do that. And I said, you know, we'd love to have you come and visit Webberville. And it wasn't just her I spoke to quite a few, and hopefully they will, you know, take me up on it. And I let them know that Sam would be available to meet with them, so I really did enjoy it. So thank you everyone for, you know, giving me the okay, the vote to allow me to go there.
Thank you, Lana. Any other advocate reports or questions for Lana? Move on to new business. The first item this evening is recycling. So this came up as part of the master plan update, and I know Jessica reached out to Granger to get more information about the recycling program, what exactly it is they do, costs. So the survey has been out for quite some time now. We had a total of 20 people who responded in favor of recycling, 5 people who said no. That was through the master plan survey. And do you know the results for the survey that went out in Waterville?
3 no's.
So just 3 no's from that? Okay, so some of those might be the same people. Regardless, just to recap, it would be $5 a month per household. Everyone would need to participate in order to get that. It's not just those who want to do it. It would be village-wide. That would be, of course, added to everybody's water bill as trash is. The Granger did provide some information about their recycling program, of how it works, what they take, what they don't take. So I think these surveys have been out long enough. I think this council likely has enough information to finally make a decision as to whether or not to go forward with it or not.
Could I just ask a question about that? Would cardboard be picked up also? Do you know?
Yeah, so what they call, what is usually recycled, which I find interesting that they say usually, if it's clean and properly sorted, they would take aluminum cans. Those are very likely to be recycled. Cardboard and paper, if it's clean. Plastic number 1, which is PET, those are like your pop bottles. That's only sometimes recycled. And plastic number 2, which is HDPE, so things like your shampoo bottles, detergent bottles, those are also only sometimes recycled. Everything else, dirty pizza boxes, plastic bags, wrappers, glass, any of your crinkly, soft packaging materials, polycarbonates, acrylics, polypropylenes, none of those get recycled to go to landfill. So they really don't recycle a whole lot. It's only about 18% gets recycled. Materials are picked up and dropped at a transfer site, and loads with too much contamination or the wrong items may go straight to landfill. Accepted items are sorted at a facility, but only the clean, marketable ones are sold and reused. So I personally think it's not a very good program.
I don't understand, sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything, but I
Yeah.
just don't understand, like, they're literally like taking for sure two things.
Right.
That's where I was
It's not
going.
exactly,
Yeah, the list is.
I mean, it's
in
not really a program at that point.
No.
You can save those and just take them down to the transfer station.
I think for those who wanna recycle, they can take it to the transfer station, or I would also recommend
It'd still be cheaper.
Reclaim by Design in Hazlet. I think their program is very top-notch in terms of how they sort things and keep things separate. So those resources are out there, but I think to pass that much cost on to residents for a program that,
MSU has a pretty good setup on their campus also.
yeah. So there are outlets, just,
I just feel for $5, and they are limiting us so much,
mhm.
it's just not worth it.
I mean, at the end of, like, 5 times 12, what's that, like $60?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, and I've seen it, and I've heard of it as well, as, I mean, they even point out that contaminated loads go straight to landfill, so at the transfer station, in the gigantic dumpsters that take plastics, if they're too contaminated, they literally just dump them into the landfill pile and landfill it, so. My recommendation would be that we disapprove the Granger recycling contract for $5 a month.
So moved.
Second.
So it's to disapprove, so yes is a no. Was there a second? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay, seconded, we'll roll call?
McEwen?
Yes.
Schoenborn?
Yes.
Stanfield?
Yes.
Walters absent, Schulte.
Yes. Moving on to the emergency management plan. So I know Jessica, you've spent a lot of time on this, I'll let you take it from here.
So, for emergency management plans, since we only have one big one set in place, we do rely on the county, and they have an emergency manager that helps all of the smaller towns in our county. It's just formalities and having papers on file for them, and it's kind of something that they can follow if, God forbid, another tornado comes through town or something.
So the emergency, what's in the packet tonight is the emergency plan.
It's the emergency management plan and the resolution with it.
Okay. It seems pretty straightforward, just basic information, contact information, then I assume you would keep this up to date as things change.
Yeah, we have to update it yearly.
Got it. So is it a resolution, okay, I see. Is it two separate motions you're looking for?
It is good.
I recommend that we approve the Village of Webberville Support Emergency Operations Plan via Resolution 2025-13.
So moved.
Second.
Do a roll call.
McEwen?
Yes.
Whoa, Schoenborn?
Yes.
Stanfield?
Yes.
Walters absent, Schulte.
Yes. All right, brings us to the drugstore parking lot easement. So this ties into the Main Street project for next year. I know part of that plan is to do the paving of the public parking, or the understood public parking across the street from here at the pharmacy. So for many, many years now, that's always been treated as public parking. But through our planning to do this project, it was discovered that the village doesn't own about 2/3 of that lot. It's owned by the person who owns the pharmacy. So I reached out to that individual. They understood that there was a verbal agreement an informal agreement for that to be public parking, and that the village would maintain it in terms of paving, line striping, snow removal, et cetera. But being that we need to do some work there, we need to formalize it, which this individual was, agreed that they had no problem doing it. So Scott, our attorney, drafted up a easement offer for this individual, which is in the packet this evening. Basically, it's just a formal legalese of what has already been understood by the public domain for many years now, which is it's public parking. He's gonna own it, but the village will be responsible for it, which will allow us to continue the Main Street project and paving. So this is just a draft agreement. If the council decides to approve it, we will then send it to the property owner for review with their legal people. And if they approve it, great. If not, then we'll continue the cycle till we reach some sort of agreement. But this easement would be for $1. So you're not asking for anything in return.
The only problem I have with this, if I wanna call it a problem, Bruce, how much was it to do that parking lot, to pave that parking lot? Do you remember right off the top of your head?
Did not really split it out that way. It was kind of, all of the paving. And I don't think I could give you a number off the top of my head.
Okay.
I think if you look at the, I did separate out the lot north of Grand River, and that came in right around $60,000. I think that's probably a comparable size to this one.
So my issue with it is, yes, we get to use it. Yes, we've gotta maintain it, but when he puts his building up for sale next year, it's a $20,000 bonus for him that he has a brand new parking lot.
It's also a big bonus to the taxpayers who use its public parking.
But has anybody even approached him about a little help?
I mean, we could certainly discuss it. The potential downside is we don't get the easement.
Well, understood, but has the conversation been had that, hey, we're upgrading you? We appreciate the use, but you're also getting your parking lot salted and plowed every year.
Right.
And there's a little, I would think that the conversation should be had that maybe we could get a little back out of it.
Okay.
Just a conversation, it doesn't hurt to have it because of the fact that, like I said, he's getting a $20,000 upgrade when he puts a for sale sign up. I mean, obviously, we're not gonna go in there and pave half of it and say, sorry about your luck. I know it's not gonna happen that way, but,
Well, it could.
well, it could, yes, but the conversation should be had that, I feel that the conversation should be had to say, can you help us out a little bit? We're helping you.
Yeah. I mean, I think the reality is if some sort of agreement couldn't be reached, whether or not he wants to participate financially, based on how the lot is split, I think the village, it would not be a wise spend to do the 1/3 that we own and leave the other half looking the way that it does. And if he chooses to do that, that's his private property, right?
Right.
But, at that
The
point.
worst part of it, though, is the third that the village owns,
True,
in terms of number of potholes and that kind of thing out there.
very true. Yeah, so,
I mean, it's just a conversation that I think could be had with the guy to see if he can give us a little help. You know, that's all I'm asking. Maybe I'm out of line looking at it that way, but I'm just looking at the big picture,
right,
the dollar spent. I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen that parking lot full.
yeah. Is that in the DDA? The DDA district?
Yeah,
Does the DDA have an opinion?
I just have an opinion from the, like, real estate development side of stuff, which is, you are correct, I mean, you are giving him a plus, but you're also giving him a huge minus, because right now, he controls that parking lot. And
Whose is the easement? Is it the village's or is it his?
it'd be the easement, it carries with the property. So even if he sells tomorrow, it carries on, I don't know what your guys' term is on it, but usually it's 30 years minimum.
Yeah.
So, so technically he's losing a chunk of his property out of his control. So that, you know, that actually in a real estate world, in the commercial thing, like, not owning your parking lot is actually worse than, like, owning your parking lot. Cause then now he has to say, when he goes to sell it, hey, yeah, anyone can park here. Drugstore, it works for walk-ins, but if that ever got converted to something else that actually needs, like a restaurant or something like that, that needs a lot of parking, like it kind of puts that into a box, cause you only really have a few spots that are, like, people can use that aren't outside the public.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a 50-50 thing.
Do you think the people would use that lot that are gonna be using the Ford building as sort of an overflow kind of
Yeah.
situation?
Yeah, that was gonna be one of our parking lots that we designate on the maps when we give people for having events. So,
That's usually the go-to lot for, hey, is there public parking? Yeah, behind the pharmacy.
yeah, for some reason, the north parking lot's always like kind of ignored. I don't know why,
Nobody
Yeah.
thinks
but
about
everyone
it.
always goes back here for like, you know, Noah's and for, you know, for Mitchell's and stuff, but I always thought it was weird that, you know, you'll have this parking lot packed before you'll have that one. I don't know really why.
Is it signed as a public plot?
Yeah,
If I'm uptown, that's where I go to park.
people say that one's scary. That's what I keep hearing from people. I don't know why. Some people have said because of the kids hang out around it, so they're worried about kids. I was like, they're harmless.
Yeah, I get the easement part and having the legalities of it done, but I just think that the conversation could be had with the guy to see if he'd give the village a little love for what we're doing there.
Right. What does the rest of the council think about that?
I think it's a benefit for us having it, even if he doesn't want to participate in funding it. I mean, I know that we always use that parking lot. It seems to always have cars parked in it, and I mean, I don't know that there's all that, like, many people going in the pharmacy parking in there, so.
That parking lot has been used by the public for as long as I can remember, and it is a benefit. Like I said, I've used that parking lot when I come uptown, and if I can't find anywhere else to park, that's the first place I go to park. The very first place I go to park, and I think that why so many people use it is it's easy in and out, and I'm not saying, you know, you can't park behind the party store, but it's just, people just go there.
Well, I'm not disputing that it's not handy, I'm just asking to have the conversation with the owner to say, can you give us something? I mean, we're using it, you use ours, you know, not every one of the person that parks in there parks right in his, they're using ours, and we maintain it, you know, that's all, I'm just where I'm at.
I get it.
So I'm just reading the language here. So for maintenance and repair, which is what we would be talking about, maintenance and repair, the grantee, which is the village, shall be responsible for maintaining the surface of the easement, including snow removal. Any disturbance to the surface of the easement area by grantee shall be repaired by the grantee. So if we were to propose this agreement, I think it would box us out of any opportunity to ask for assistance, because it says right here that we're responsible for it. So we'd probably have to rewrite the language in here to allow for something of that nature, and I guess my question for you, Bruce, is how tight are we running on timing? I mean, there's the potential that we could go through weeks of feedback loop between attorneys before the language gets settled out, but
Well, we are bidding it as a unit price contract.
Mhm.
So the contractor what he does is he bids on pay items. One of the pay items would be asphalt pavement.
Right,
If we don't do it, then he doesn't get paid for it. And I think I could look at the contract, but there's probably enough caveats in there that, you know, the village could eliminate a portion of the project, and the contractor would still be obligated to, you know, perform the rest of it.
okay.
Or maybe Mr. Gould could offer an opinion on that as well.
So you think we might have some time to bat this thing around a little bit more?
Well, until October 6th, unless you wanna, I think there's time to push the advertised date out, probably at least another month if you wanted to. If you wanted to bid it in November, you kinda got the holidays mixed in there, but, we've bid stuff for the village in November before.
When's the next meeting?
October 14th.
14th. Yeah, I'm just worried that we're gonna be pushing time really tight on that. If we're not meeting till the 14th again to approve something to go to him to review, and depending on how long his review takes, that we might not be able to hit November. I think, in the interest of time, we should get this over to him ASAP, and I have no problem trying to have the conversation after the fact to see if he's open to it.
You can always have the conversation.
Oh, sure.
So, I mean, if he decides he can give up a little bit, he gives up a little. If he doesn't, he doesn't. We're still in the same boat. We're doing it all.
Right.
It's just if he can give us something.
Contribute.
Okay. Well, I'm fine with that, you know. Worst he can
I'm
do
not
is say
trying to
no,
hold
right?
him, I'm not saying go there and hold him ransom. I'm just saying.
No, I hear you.
That we have the conversation that, you know, we're doing this. Can you help us too?
Right.
Simple.
Okay. Well, with that said, I recommend that we approve the easement offer to the drugstore owner for the parking lot access across from the village hall.
So moved.
Second,
Do a roll call.
McEwen,
Yes.
Schoenberg,
yes.
Stanfield,
Yes.
Walters absent, Schulte.
Yes. Okay, it's the end of new business, so we'll move into our second public comment section at 6:28. Is there any public comment? Yes, sir.
I don't know who was responsible for it, but thanks should go out for getting rid of the dump down there at Dollar General. That was quite nice. That was a surprise to see. And are they going to be allowed to put new bins in there? I believe it was grandfathered in for 2 bins. And if so, what's gonna be done to keep it from turning into a dump? Again, thank you.
Any other public comment? Seeing none, so we will close public comment at 6:28. President's comments, so, yeah, luckily those bins are finally gone. Apparently, we had the wrong contact information for the property owner. We now have that. They were unaware of the situation, and pretty much leveraged Dollar General and said, get that crap off my property. So those bins are gone, and I talked to our code enforcement officer about it, and we are both aligned that now that those bins are gone, if they wanted to come back, that they would need to go through the new approval process that the council adopted 2 or 3 months ago. So probably not coming back. Those are all my comments. Any council comments?
I brought it up last meeting about the concrete down by the bridge in front of the old dentist office. The concrete that was just laid, installed, I'm not even gonna call it finished around the village, I would not pay for. I would have it tore out in a minute as soon as I got home and seen it. Unfortunately, I paid for part of it. So did you, so did you, so did you, and so did you. Everybody in here paid for it. It's garbage.
You're talking about the patchwork that our internal crew
Yep.
did? Okay.
Every piece of flat work that's been done in this village for in the last 2 months should be tore out and replaced. It's all garbage.
I will discuss that with Ryan. Any other council comment? Seeing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
I will make motion to adjourn at 6:30 PM.
Second.
Seconded, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, thank you all for coming.